Maybe a 2-in-1 move with his feet on that left lane. 2 boards on the approach, 1 with his target. But the right lane, I think he's got to get out of that ball and get into something else.
One of the nicest guys
Back
and one of the best
to
men
Tackett,
I've ever been
4-time
around.
major champion.
And I have a special relationship with him.
Already with those 21 career titles at the age of 31, that's 13th most all time.
Good evening. Tonight we have the pride of West Africa. It brings together the Ghanaian, the Senegal.
E.J's got a dilemma here.
Tackett kept a pound of defenses.
You know what, Saquon, he's my guy. So for that,
You can see the break point and the positioning at the arrows that was left. And leaves a 3-6-10, which you must pay respect to. Cover all 3 pins with the bowling ball.
Thank you, Michael. Coming up at our GMA morning menu, Women's Heart Health Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Sarah is here with the
He's away with it there.
Very fortunate. A fraction away from having 3 opens in a row.
On her back-to-back Super Bowl.
A look at our all-timers for the Triple Crown. Of course, Pete Weber's among those. And you see E.J., Johnny Petraglia,
Dom Barrett. How about Dom Barrett?
Yeah.
Storm Duke. Got to show Dom some love.
E.J. said he got emotional watching Pete earlier this week. What was last frame?
Look out. Yeah, that was big left again, and it looked like it was grabbed at the bottom of the swing.
Scared now, brother.
You can't be relentless.
You heard him say it. It's like he's scared to let go of it. The spare here will be tied up again.
You can't be confident. So be confident.
E.J. needs to execute better. Simonsen needs to make the right ball choice on the right lane. Simonsen will finish the match on the right lane.
You can't let.
Well, we've got serious drama between arguably the 2 best in the sport. Evened up as Simonsen hits the 8th, and here comes that question you were talking about.
Staying with it.
You like it?
He's just going to do it with his hand, his ability. Now he's just going to try to shape it different.
He's left that 10 twice in a row.
Not just any 10. Soft 10.
What happens here?
Oh.
3 times. Fool me once, fool me twice.
And again, remember, he has to finish the match on this very lane. Back to back to back. Week 10s.
You wouldn't. You can't do a 4th, can you?
I think a lot of it's going to have to do with what E.J. does. He knows he can hit the pocket. And if it comes down to just staying out of trouble, he'll stay with it.
I guess that's my question. Is he thinking my alternative options still aren't as good as this one?
I think E.J. dictates that based on what he does in the 9th and 10th.
It's a stare down. I would lose to you in that.
And even at 3 years.
The left is treating him well.
Well, you see the numbers there as John's going to read something about Just Bear, aren't you?
I am. The Just Right Strike is brought to you by Just Bear, the mindful choice for high-quality protein with no antibiotics ever. Just Right, Just Bear.
And Just Right Strike right there for Anthony Simonsen setting up the 10th frame. But both players, if they take it to the sheet, if they sheet it, strike out, E.J. Tackett will win by 1.
Our latest chef-inspired creation.
Players looking for their first title this season.
Hey, look at that, John. Another flat 10 on the right lane.
Into extraordinary.
Tackett once again left his hand.
In the details.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate.
All right, so spare here, and if he strikes out, it's 193.
Feel like one.
He would force Simonsen to double on the right lane.
Ooh, boy. That's some theater. With Bill O'Neill awaiting. The winner of this one.
Bill O'Neill's watching every shot in this match, I promise you.
Yes.
He gets choice of starting lane and where to finish, right? I promise you he is not finishing on that right lane.
No. Finishing on the left, there's no question about that. That's the advantage of being the number one. So, we hit the 10th.
I mean, if EJ strikes out, does he force Simonsen's hand? Does he force him to make some kind of change?
I would imagine yes. After back-to-back-to-back. Soft 10s.
See the difference for yourself?
The first one.
Oh my goodness, what a break that is.
That's Will. He willed it.
This is a huge break. It keeps him in this match. Just nudging the 4 forward. EJ moved a good 3 boards left on that shot. Got it inside just a little bit. And a huge break tripping the 4.
This is theater. This is what he talked about with us this morning, that when you're one of the best, you figure it out. You find a way. And right now, it is that stare down between these two. Will he force Simo's hand on that right lane?
Release all week long. Let's go to Robin. All right, George, thank you now to our series for American Heart Month. And this morning, we're talking about women when it comes to...
E.J. Tackett! Big time!
E.J. Tackett! E.J. smack it! What a shot coming off of that trip 4. He kicks it 10 out. Guess what? He's going to force the hand of Anthony Simonsen. But this next shot is still very important.
I'm so glad to talk to you about
the strike on the fill, he forces Simonsen to get at least 2 in the 10.
What are the signs and symptoms we should be aware of?
Right, we've done so much to increase awareness, Robin, and yet still 44% of women only realize that this is her biggest health threat. And so what I would love for women to do today and this month is really visualize the faces of those women in their lives they love. Their sisters, their moms, their best friends. This is what threatens them, right? And so we need to do a better job of letting women down as we move from something that's 80% preventable. So the first key is recognizing those warning signs. First and foremost is chest pain.
Just blew my hair back, John. What a finish by E.J. Tackett. The huge break trip in the 4, and then he flushes the next 2. Simonsen
When I walk up hills or when I walk upstairs
on the lane.
Into double.
He's left back to back to back. Flat 10s.
Lightheadedness, palpitations, fainting, and even nausea.
Has not struck on this lane this entire game.
2 strikes and 1 pin to win. And gets 1. Oh, can you feel it in Springfield? With Pete Weber looking on.
On the probability of
the GOAT, and we're getting
right. So we
just incredible.
Really talk about this in the medical community. That
Finish
are not just smaller versions of men. Our
Simonsen's going to take his second re-rack of the game.
So it starts early. If you got your
must strike on this next shot, or it's over. And E.J. Tackett will advance to the title match against Bill O'Neill.
High blood pressure in pregnancy, eclampsia, preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, miscarriage, having a baby that's premature. These are all risk factors. Conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome, migraines,
strike and 1 to win.
Rheumatoid arthritis, some of these autoimmune conditions, inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, and even psoriasis, skin conditions, and menopause. And then we think about
Anthony Simonsen!
over 55 is a risk factor, as is certain types of cancer treatment, so chemotherapy and radiation. For example, we see a lot of women
incredibly clutch.
Well, you talked about E.J. Tackett willing it down when he tripped that 4. Simonsen stays with that ball he left 3 consecutive flat 10s with, and then went light with back-to-back shots that carried for the win.
In a battle between 2 of the world's best, Simo is moving on to the final.
That was a very close match indeed.
Just goes
If
to
you like
show
them,
how
subscribe.
hard it is to win.
And we catch the Pete Weber Missouri Classic this Sunday at 1 p.m. on FS1.